Hey guys, I'm going to do something today that is way outside of my comfort zone. If it comes to cups or HTV vinyl on a shirt, any kind of craft stuff, I'm there. I'm in. I know it. Backwards and forwards. When it comes to computers and these big old ginormous printers and stuff, that's totally out of my league. I know absolutely nothing about them. But that's why I wanted to do this video mainly, was to show you that even someone like me can do this. We're going to be setting up an Epson WF7840. It's huge. It's a huge printer. It will print up to 13 by 17 or 13 by 19, I forget which. But you can get some nice size images from it. And so that's why I went with this one. There is no continuous ink system for these yet. So that's the only drawback. You will have to purchase the regular cartridges, the Epson cartridges for these printers, because you have to have the chip that's on them. And you have to put it in the refillable cartridges. Okay, so that's the only way as of right now that these work. Everyone that I've talked to, all the videos I've watched, everyone says it is coming, but no one knows exactly when. So until then, the drawback is you do have to purchase the cartridges just to get the chip off of them. Okay, the ones I have here are it's called the initial cartridge. It's the ones that come with the printer. Now, the ones that come with any printer has very little ink in it. Okay, so you will run out fast. When you get all of this stuff, go ahead and order you a set of regular cartridges, because like I said, these are not going to last long at all. I have an order already and I haven't even had the thing set up, and I'm just hoping I have enough ink. Well, I have plenty of ink. The chip, I hope the chip will read long enough for me to get the images I need for the sublimation on the shirts. So anyway, let me go over what I'm using really quickly. I decided to go with the WOCO, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Sublimation ink. They had an extremely reasonable price, and all of the reviews I read were excellent. So that's what made me decide to go with this. Now I am later gonna do a video where I see what's best. I want to get several different inks, the Cosmos, this, and the printer jack, and I want to do some test prints and put them on some shirts and see which one, if any, is better than the other. But that's another video. Today we're just going to do this. Alright, so I purchased the ink from Amazon. Alright, it comes with 4 colors, which is what your printer will hold. I got the refillable cartridges, which is these, from Etsy, and the name of the shop is Paper Brian Company. I will leave links to everything in the description down below. This set, which is, this printer holds the 812 XL. The XL obviously is extra large. And they come with no chip. They are empty. You do get syringes to fill them with. You'll get 4 syringes in the cartridges, and they're $42.79. Okay. Yeah, there was tax on it, so it's $39.99 for 4 of these. But you have to have that for your sublimation. Alright, so that's the ink. When you get this ink from WOCO, it comes with 4 syringes that are a nice size. I really like these. And it has the needle with it. One thing I liked about these is it does have a cover for it. So when you're through, you put the cover over it. You're not going to damage the needle. You're not going to get poked by it. It's not a real needle. It has a big end on it, and that's how you get the ink out of the bottle. And I'm just going to put them back in the bag once I'm through. And I'm probably going to try to see if I can clean it out with alcohol or something. I don't want these to dry up because you do get quite a lot of ink. This is one bottle. I have filled up the cartridges one time. So you should have enough to fill your cartridges probably about 3 times, which is, I think, phenomenal. I think it's 100 ml that you get. I think it's what it is. It doesn't say on the box, but I'm like 99% sure. Okay, so you need to take your cartridges that come with the printer, and this is not hard at all. Like I said, if I can do it, y'all can do it. I know, because I am. Oh, I'm a dumb me when it comes to this stuff. Now, you want to be gentle with it as much as you can. You definitely don't want to damage the chip, because that's what you need. Alright, now when you get it, it's going to have two little spots holding the chip in. It's just little black dots right there and there. So you want to trim off this bottom one. You can use a razor blade or your craft knife or whatever. Just be careful and just take it off. You can't even hardly barely see it. Alright, now I've seen people use, again, razor blades, their fingernails, a craft knife. I'm going to use my craft knife. And I'm going to kind of stand it up a little bit and kind of get up under that and break it free. Alright, now once you get it loose back here at the back, all you have to do is grab it on each side and pull that little chip out. Alright, now these are no longer usable. I've heard people say you can take the ink out of them and use them in your regular printer, blah blah blah. My regular printer is HP, and I get the ink delivered to me whenever I need it. Alright, now on this is a refillable cartridge, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see. There are 4 little nibs on each side of this. You want to cut them all off except for this top one right here. Do not damage that one, because you have to have something that's going to hold that chip in. But in order to get the chip on this, you need to remove the 2 on the side and the one down here on the bottom. Again, I take my craft knife, carefully go in there and just cut those 3 off. Just like that, okay? So that's done. Now, I just have, and I've seen people not use anything, but I did watch one video and the guy used the little glue that's on the rollers, and make sure you know which way to roll it. You just kind of put it on each side and down here at the bottom. And this is just going to kind of help hold that chip in while you're messing around with it. Now you can put this in last if you prefer. I just went ahead and put mine in. Now, and forgive my hands, I have ink all over me. And they do come with gloves, so I just didn't put them on for some crazy reason. Your chip that comes on all of these cartridges for this machine, there are 4 of these little gold things at the top, and there's 5 at the bottom. You want to be sure that you put that on your refillable cartridge with those 5 at the bottom. Alright, so you put it here, you put that little indentation into that top piece that you left, that you did not cut off, and you just kind of push down on a little bit so that that glue will hold it in place that you put on there. Okay, that's it. Now I have seen people take this piece off. It's very easy to do, and then you just pop it back in place. For me, it's just easier just to leave it there. One step I don't have to do. But this is ready as far as the chip goes. Okay, so now you have also, when you get these cartridges, it comes with a diagram telling you what each thing is for. But I'm going to tell you, I found a guy on YouTube. The name of his channel is Kenny T.V. Kenny TV. And he has done several videos on this exact same printer. He shows you how to sublimate. A lot of information that he gives you. But I'm going to tell you, he is the one and only person that ever even bothered to answer my question or anyone else's. I looked at all the other videos, and then I'd have a question, and then I would look down in the comments, and I would see where everyone was asking questions and not getting any answers. In my opinion, if you're going to do YouTube and you're going to show people how to do something like this, you should be available to answer their questions. And I'm sure some people get bombarded with them. That's fine. Kenny has taken the time to answer every single one of my questions. If I could give him 10-star review somewhere, I would. I'll leave a link in the description to his YouTube channel. If you want to know anything about sublimation, he is very, very good. He has a nice, calm voice, easy to listen to, easy to follow. All right, so I watched his quite a lot. This tab here that is color coordinated with the color, that's another thing. Be sure that all of these colors match, y'all. Very important. You want to make sure every single color is the same. Okay? That's huge. So, you have a color coordinated tab down here. This is just a vent. Not quite sure what it does. I couldn't see that it did anything actually. But I took it off. Put it in my little tray. Alright, now you have another hole up here, or a little tab. This clear one is the one you want to take out because that's where you're going to fill your cartridges. And you will know, because it says, and this was for me, it says push with an arrow. That's where you push it to put it in your machine. But that arrow helped me remember that that's where the ink goes as well. So I thought, well, because I'm such a dummy, I'm going to remember that. Alright, so you put your little needle on. Well, I'm going to take this cover off first. Some of them go on without it, and some didn't. Alright, so you put that on your thingy, and I give mine a little twist just to make sure it's on there real good. I didn't see anything that said to shake your ink or not to, so I'm just doing an in-between. I don't want to shake it because it is going to cause bubbles, but if there's something in there that needs to be mixed up, I want to make sure I get that done too. Alright, so you take your lid off. You have your syringe, and you can see it has a rather large hole in it. You put that down in here. Push it down till you can't push it any farther. Alright. And now, I just put it kind of sideways. You can put it completely upside down if you prefer. I don't need to yet, so I'm not. And then you pull, I just kind of hold it right here and rest the bottle in my hand. And then you just slide this up. If you notice that you're getting a lot of air pockets in here, then stop, because you don't have your bottle tilted enough and it's getting a lot of air in it. Alright, so just slowly pull up on your syringe and fill that syringe with the ink. Okay, and it will try to go back down, the top of the syringe. Alright, now you take your fillable cartridge, look for your arrow, you insert this into that hole, and then you just start filling this up. Okay. And I do like that they're see-through and you can see how much ink you're actually putting in there. I found on the other ones it took about 2.5 of these to actually fill it up. Alright, once you take this out of your bottle of ink, it won't go back down anymore because you've taken the suction off from the air. Alright, and you can hold these either way, it doesn't matter. I like to see the back so I can see how much is going in, how much air I have. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but it just makes me feel better to do it slow. This is why I got ink all over me, because I didn't wear the gloves that came with this. Alright, so that was 1.5. Approximately 1.5. I do like to wipe off the nozzle, I guess you would call it, so I don't get ink all over the top of my thing here, like I just drip some. I want to make sure I get that cleaned up. Okay. And I'm going to kind of move it around because you can see there's some pockets in here that has air in it. I found that a couple of these did fill up here and a couple of them didn't. So I just went with it. And you will get air in it right here as well. But once you get it more ink in it, it will fill up. Alright, it's almost full. So about 2.5 is good. Now when you get it full like this, and see it did kind of fill up over here as well on this one. So now you want to go kind of slow when you're putting this in. You want to fill it up, but you don't really want to overflow it. Alright, and you'll see the air start to come out. And I just kind of tap on it. Just trying to work all those air bubbles out. And that looks pretty good to me. So now I'm going to put this little bit of ink back in my bottle. Put the cap back on. Alright, now this clear one goes in this bottom hole for your vent. Now, the colored one goes in the bottom, sorry. And you just push it back down in there, just like that. Now you do want to be kind of gentle when you're working around that chip, because that's what's going to make it read how much ink you have. Alright, and then the clear one goes in the hole that you were filling it with. Okay? And I got ink right in that spot right there. I'm going to try to get it out because I don't think anything's supposed to be in there. Okay. Alright, so you raise up the lid on your printer, and when you do, it will automatically move to the position that it needs to be to put your ink cartridges in. You raise up the little blue thing. Again, it says push with an arrow. That lines up with the color. You simply put it in the slot, and you push down until you hear it click. Just like that. Close this. Oh! And then close the lid. Now it's reading the ink that's in there. It's telling you please wait. It's initializing. The printer does come with a disc telling you how to set it up. It's the hardware for it. You can use it wireless. So that's what I have done. I put the disc in my computer and my laptop, and I have it all set up so it will work wireless on my Wi-Fi. And it will tell you each step that you need to do in order to get it going. Okay? Now make sure you close the lid on your ink really well. You don't want it drying up on you. And I just like to keep the box that stuff comes in. Put it back in here. I'm going to put these in here until I can get them cleaned out, just so I can keep it all together. I have all 4 syringes and my leftover ink. Okay, now back to this. Again, it's pretty much useless now because you've taken the chip off of it. So if you make your own alcohol inks or whatever, perfect for that. Mix it with alcohol. You can mix your colors and come up with a different color if you want. But other than that, it's pretty well useless. You can't put it back in your machine. So I just got mine over there. I'll probably use it to make some alcohol ink with. And that's it, y'all. That's how easy this is. And again, it's still reading and initializing, which is fine. Just let it do its thing. Go by the prompts on your computer or on the computer screen on your printer. I appreciate y'all watching my video. Hope you get something from it. If not from me, go over to Kenny T.V. He has some really awesome videos out there as well. And I will see y'all back when I get ready to do some printing and making some t-shirts.